So, your little one has just been fitted with some hearing aids, and hearing aids these days come in all sorts of different colours and different sizes, depending on the level of the hearing loss and the colour that you choose for your little one. So today we're going to look at the pink one. And the first thing that you will need to know is how to change the battery in the hearing aid. Now, because your child is very tiny, the audiologists will have fitted a tamper-proofed battery door to the hearing aid so that your child can't get into the battery compartment. So we need this little black tool to be able to open the battery compartment. Like so. This particular hearing aid takes orange batteries, which your audiologist will also have given you. So we just pop out one of the batteries from the blister pack, and as soon as it hits the air, it starts to drain. And then you will start to hear the hearing aid whistling and feeding back. And that just means that it's on. So when your child was fitted with the hearing aids, you also would have received a care pack, which had lots of other bits and pieces in it to help you care for your hearing aids and to clean them and to generally maintain them. So the first piece of equipment that's in the pack is a listening tube. So it might look something like this, or it might just be a tube like this. And this is just for you to be able to listen to the hearing aid so that you can hear what your child is hearing. So pop the hearing aid onto the end of the tube and have a little listen. If you have a little attenuator on your tube, which is just a wheel to squash the tube, you can use that so that the sound isn't too loud for you if the hearing aid has got a lot of volume on it. It's a really good idea for you to get used to listening to your child's hearing aid so that you can hear if there are any differences day to day. For example, if the hearing aid gets water in it, sometimes it can sound a little bit different to how it sounded the day before. So it's a really good idea to listen to your child's hearing aids every day. Sometimes if your baby's ears are very tiny and the hearing aid is quite big, it can be a little bit of a challenge to keep the hearing aid behind the ear. So sometimes we use what we call Toupee tape, and this is just double-sided tape, and we just snip a little piece of this off and we stick it onto the side of the hearing aid that sits next to your child's head. So there's a little bit of stickiness there, so the hearing aid will stick onto your child's head rather than flapping across the ear. The second piece of equipment that will be new to you is the ear mould. The ear mould is a really important part of the whole system. The hearing aid fits onto the tubing in the ear mould, and the ear mould secures the hearing aid in place into your child's ears, and so the sound that is coming from the hearing aid goes down the tube, through the ear mould and into your child's ear. So it's really important that this piece of equipment is also kept in tip-top condition. So we have a few things to help us do that. In your care pack, you'll have a little wax pick. It might look like this. Sometimes they look a little bit different. And this is just so that you can pick out any little bits of wax that get stuck inside the ear mould. We also have a puffer, and the puffer is used to puff out any condensation that may end up in the tubing. It's really important that your child wears the correct hearing aid on the correct side, and the easiest way to remember this is red for right and blue for left. So the hearing aids will have a little marker on them. This one has a little blue marker, and the audiologist will put this on when hearing aids are issued. So we have a little red marker for the right ear and a blue marker for the left ear. And it's really important that the hearing aids go on the correct ear in case they've been set up slightly differently. So once your hearing aid has been set up and your ear mould is clean and free from condensation, and you've maybe put a little bit of Toupee tape onto the hearing aid to hold it in place, then you're ready to go. It's really important that your child wears their hearing aids for all of their waking hours. So from the minute they wake up in the morning to the minute they go to bed at night. They don't need to wear their hearing aids when they're having naps during the day when they're very little, so you can take them out at those points. But whenever they're awake, they really need to have their hearing aids in their ears. If you have any questions about your child's hearing aid or their ear molds, you can ask your visiting teacher of the deaf, or you can contact audiology. When your child is very little, they will need to have really regular ear mold impressions taken. This is because their ears, along with the rest of them, are growing really rapidly, and if the ear mold doesn't fit snugly into the ear, the sound can escape through the gaps and cause feedback and whistling from the hearing aid. So really regular ear mold impression taking means that you will have close contact with the audiologists in the audiology departments, but also with the Sensory Consortium Service, your teacher of the deaf. And remember, try to keep those hearing aids on for all of your child's waking hours. And if you have any questions or concerns, talk to your teacher of the deaf.